All right, thank you everybody. Welcome to HGAC's hopefully final 13th weekly Q&A session for the 2015 TIP call for projects. Just again, since I'm kind of jerry-rigged on the mic situation today, if somebody could type in real quickly to the question panel just to indicate that they can hear me okay. All right, very good. Hopefully it's not too garbled. I know this isn't as clear as it was in the previous sessions, but my apologies for that. Just a couple of things to go over with y'all. Hopefully we'll answer some of y'all's questions, those of you waiting for assistance from us, and then we'll get into any questions you may have. Again, this is scheduled to be the final weekly Q&A session. I see we have a pretty good selection of folks dialed in. We'll see if that grows over the next few minutes. So I'll probably restate myself a couple times as I see others join us. Again, the deadline for application submittal is today. And again, just to highlight where we have some missing gaps, particularly where you're asking for information from us, it is a substantial completion deadline. So we know there may be a few things that are outstanding. And we will be working with y'all over the next several weeks to clarify any issues. We're going to probably be reviewing and asking for clarification on a lot of the documentation that you may have provided, so that's not unexpected. So at this point, I would encourage you to not stress out too bad if you've got some issue. Please let us know if you're encountering some terrible time trying to get something pulled together before the deadline this evening. We will be able to open up the application portal on a application by application basis for folks to submit those revisions to us. So we do understand what you're going through. Again, just to highlight for y'all, our work still continues. Our modeling folks are hard at work. I do have most of the delay analysis results back. It's a matter of getting those packaged up and the analysis templates and back out to everybody. However, if you have not received the results from your analysis request, please go ahead and PDF the email that you sent to us asking for that assistance, and then add it to this linked document here. I'll bring it up in just a moment so you can see what it says. Pretty much just says you've asked for the assistance and the request letter is attached, and you can upload that as your analysis attachment. It's really just a placeholder until we get that work completed. If this is associated with a question where you needed to indicate yes or no to something, or you needed to select if it was worth 0, 7, or 10 points or something like that, please use your best judgment, knowing the area, particularly those that are geographically oriented. You're the sponsors, you should have some sense of how this will likely play out. Go ahead and use your best judgment, and we will be confirming that or providing further input to that process to correct or revise the score as we go. So without further ado, you can go ahead and write down that link. I'll pause for just a moment. It's goo.gl, Google, slash lowercase NAV, uppercase Z, lowercase n, lowercase r. That is the shortened version of the link, and it will take you to this document, which just says this is analysis placeholder, analysis and request information GAC is under development, and please attach the email requesting your support behind this page. Okay, I hope that's pretty straightforward so folks understand. We're really just making sure that you've got something in there so the system will allow you to click submit. And it further confirms that the request was placed as the schedule had indicated. Okay. Another thing to note for y'all, this one's on the emissions analysis in particular. The change from the Mobile 6 model to MOVES, there's different outputs that we get from the model, and it's not easy to generate the same kind of really the conversion factors, the emissions factors that we used to get relatively easily from the mobile model. It used to just be a standard output. Now we kind of have to iterate through the model and spit data out and recrunch it. So they're still working on that to generate those kind of standard emissions factors that will allow us to convert our basically our travel demand model delay analysis into the emissions analysis. So if you have requested HGAC's model analysis, we of course have the information we will need to perform that additional analysis for the emissions side. Again, this is really for those projects that are in the major investment category only. If you're just doing the other investment, you would not be doing an emissions analysis. But again, if you've asked us to do the TDM analysis, you won't need to send us anything. However, if you had a major investment analysis and you're performing your own delay analysis using CoreSim, Synchro, Vism, some other type of microsimulation package, go ahead and for the emissions piece, if you could include just some basic additional aggregate information that allow us to apply the factors that are being developed for your project. So we'll need the average speed and the kind of the aggregate idle time and aggregate vehicle count in the 2018 conditions. Again, both with and without the project. They'll allow us, in combination with your overall delay analysis that you have already uploaded, to fully generate the emissions side of the analysis. So it'll be consistent with your delay analysis, but we need these additional pieces to make sure we can apply the factors correctly. Oh, not seeing any slides on the screen. My apologies. I think I'm zipping through things. Thank you very much for letting me know. I will go back to the slide that has the link on it and make sure y'all can see it. Let's see if that's, it says showing screen. Let's see. There we go. All right, can somebody let me know? Okay, very good. Thank you very much for letting me know you can see it. Previous slides didn't really have any useful information on besides just noting that it was the final session. So again, here's the link. I'll pause here just for a moment. I think I've closed the PDF, but we'll go ahead and let's see if we can't go to this. All right. So this is the link that you would receive. And again, it just states that you've requested the analysis and it's under development. And please attach the email requesting your support behind this page. I hope that's straightforward enough for folks. Okay. All right, and then back again. Oh, hopefully that doesn't kill the. Doesn't look like it's still going. Okay, good. The emissions analysis. Again, we're still working to produce the updated factors using moves. If you've requested our assistance with the delay analysis using the travel demand model, you don't need to send us anything. However, if you are doing your own delay analysis, please go ahead and upload some aggregate information, average speed, and then total idle time and vehicle count information, build and no build. So that'll give us basically the idle time reduction and the speed change for the number of vehicles going through that project, that we can apply the appropriate emissions factors to turn your delay analysis into the emissions side of the analysis. Okay, I hope that's pretty straightforward. And again, if you're asking for the travel demand analysis from us, you can upload that same file to the admissions side. Again, as always, website is there for posted documents. I know some folks had asked about the estimated capacities for different facility types, and that spreadsheet is attached or is linked on our website. Try to bring up a new window. Under tip. And sorry, I can see that the it's having a hard time refreshing the screen there. If you scroll down the page to the bottom, you'll see application resources. And that very first link is to the daily model capacity. So that'll give you a number of lanes and the facility type, and that will allow you to just see, at least from the model standpoint, how it assumes there is capacity on a facility or not. So the delay analysis, safety analysis had those as inputs into the factoring of the analysis benefits over time. So you take the current, basically the current analysis, estimate of delay benefit or safety benefit, and we escalate that into future using growth in the volume on the facility constrained by the capacity of that roadway. With that, I think I am out of additional slides, so we will shift over to the Word document and see if anybody has any additional questions at this point. I'm assuming most folks are really interested and had a question about when they would see their analysis support and how they should handle not receiving it before this evening's deadline. And again, this evening we will be, shutting down the application site. We'll take a snapshot of that, and then as we need to work with folks individually on updating or revising information, we'll open it up so you can individually access and change your application information. All right. Good question from Shada here, which is where should letters of support and the best guidance I have for you is at the, because it's the same and it's available in all the application types, is towards the beginning where there is the readiness kind of information. There's a question that asks for any additional information that would, inform the, relevant to the determination of readiness or project development process. That's where I would attach any other extraneous information, including a transmittal letter, can go there as well. And I'm not exactly sure how that's worded at the moment, but it pretty much indicates any additional information that's relevant. Please provide it there. Okay. All right, I see Pat has her hand up, and hopefully my speakers are working as well, so I'm going to be able to hear her. Let's see if I mute your line. Pat, are you there?
I'm here.
All right, okay, go ahead.
Regarding that upload of the transmittal letter and letters of support, does it has to be, I think, one PDF, is that correct? Because doesn't it override if you uploaded a transmittal letter and then you uploaded a letter of support, do they both stay there or does it override the original? Do you understand?
Right, that's a good question. I do, yeah. And I'll word it this way just to see. Right, because you can only upload one document. So you have a couple of options available to you. You can either combine it all into one PDF. If you have the, kind of the more advanced version of Acrobat, you can create a PDF portfolio that pretty much just kind of puts an interface on a number of different PDF documents. That would be great. Alternatively, you can zip them up just using a zip file, normal compression thing. I think Windows allows you to do that within its basic interface. And you can upload a zip file as well. So those would be the alternatives I would see available to folks. Okay. Does that make sense?
And yeah, thank you. And along those lines, is there any way to see what has been uploaded? Because in looking at the online application, whenever something's uploaded, you get a message saying file successfully uploaded, but then it doesn't show you what the file is. So when I go back and look at it, we can't see what's been uploaded.
Sure. And good question. At the bottom of each page, there should be a link that says preview or draft application or something like that. And it's pretty much the same view that we receive, and it will have the links to your uploaded documents in it. If you're
when
not
I looked
seeing
at that,
uploaded,
I didn't see it. I did view draft, but I didn't see any uploads, even though it said they had been uploaded. So that's why I'm asking, because I'm a little concerned about whether they got uploaded or not.
Yeah. Well, I know which application you're working on. We'll double check and see. Sometimes the issue is a browser issue. I will say if you're using Internet Explorer 9, version 9, that has caused the most problems. I know there were issues with attachments and folks being able to successfully attach them. I mean, it would say it was successful, but it didn't actually upload anything. We could see that on our side. You could write all the text you wanted to in most of the interface, but the uploads just weren't being committed to the database for some reason. If you used a different version of IE, if you used Chrome or Mozilla Firefox or even a newer version of IE 10, 11, those should work just fine. If you're running into any other problems with that, we'll check it out. And I would say I'll go ahead and look at your application and just see if I kind of see those attachments being uploaded or not, just to confirm for you.
All right, great, okay. Thank you. And one final question. Everything is what I would say substantially complete in the application except for the benefit cost information, and rather than submitting pieces of it, our project sponsors, we talked to them about it, and we're looking at not submitting the benefit cost information at the moment because we can't complete that work without the model data. So that's what, is that what you all are thinking of, or how do you want that handled?
Right. I think I sort of understand. I think we'll take the details of that conversation probably offline. We can give you a call right after this. But generally, if you're dependent upon the analysis that you're waiting from us for, then we would expect you to use that placeholder for the purposes of completing your application. If it's just to verify and confirm that counts are the same or something like that, then I would say go ahead and use what you have to have the analysis there, and we can provide you with comments on that as well when we're looking at the full application.
Okay. That's all. Thank you,
Does that make
David.
sense?
Yeah,
Okay,
thank
great,
you.
sure. Thanks, Pat. I see a couple of folks had a similar issue as Pat with the attachments. So again, I would say if you've got a specific concern, go ahead and send me an email with your project ID that you're trying to verify, and we'll look and see if the attachment has been saved or not. I think this really should have come up for most folks when we had the request for analysis support and you were putting up the maps and things like that. And I know we worked through that with a couple of folks, and I know today we had an issue with the safety analysis. The website was kicking the safety ones back because it has a macro in the Excel file, and it's expecting a file name that doesn't end with that XLSM on it. So we're editing the website to allow that to be attached. Let's see. Okay, I see a question asking if they've gone ahead and submitted without assigning answer to the yes or no point applications. The system should not have allowed you to submit a application that did not have answers to all of the questions. So I'm a little curious about that. I will be checking that out as well. Really, it should be ensuring that every question and all the logic has been followed. I know that we are working with one sponsor where they're trying to submit and they think they've filled every question in, and it's not letting them hit the submit button. So if you've got a different example that's indicated you've been able to submit without filling out all the questions, I'd personally like to know which project that is so I can see how the logic of the website is not working properly. Again, if you're waiting on our analysis, putting an answer in is really just to make sure you can hit submit. We know that once that analysis is complete, we'll be revisiting the question and making sure the points assigned or the yes/no question is consistent with the analysis that has been produced. So I think, Marianne, that hopefully should answer your question. And Yvonne is asking a follow-up question. Should we assume it won't come today? I wouldn't say that, but I wouldn't wait. If you're ready to go ahead and submit your application, go ahead and do so. If you are still working on other stuff, we may still get it out to you today, and you can include it before you hit submit. But I wouldn't just wait around this evening waiting to see an email from us before you hit submit. I would go ahead and, if everything else is ready and prepared, go ahead and click the button. Okay, so Yvonne, I hope that answers your question. All right, I did not notice a whole lot of anybody else join us late, so I apologize if you did join us late and I haven't answered any questions you may have. Again, just as a highlight, we are still working on the analysis requested for all the areas. Some of it's gone out, some of it hasn't, and there is, I'll bring that back up just as a highlight. We have created a placeholder document for you to use in the event that you have not received a analysis from us and can still complete your application. If you follow the link that's at the bottom of your screen, that's the goo.gl/NAV uppercase Z lowercase nr. That will take you to just a PDF that basically says you've submitted your application, or you've submitted your request for analysis. Attach your email that documents that, and upload that in place of the analysis document. And that will just make sure that we've got something in there in the application. The system will allow you to click submit. All right. I have a question on what the application transmittal letter needs to include. Again, this is really a cover letter for y'all. Let's see. I do believe I've got an old set of slides that may answer this. I apologize, it'll probably look kind of strange on your screen as I scroll through this real quick. Not specifically, but I'm scrolling around a little funny. Sorry about that. There we go. Okay, so I would say there's no specific language that you need to include. The real key is if you're relying on that letter to indicate the financial support for the project, then it should come from somebody that can, in a sense, make that commitment for your organization in the absence of something from your council, court, board, whatever. If it's just a transmittal, it can really be pretty generic. It just makes sure that it's from the somebody that is authorized by the agency to submit the application and basically initiate the grant kind of request, the funding request process. Does that answer your question, Jody? In your case, I'm assuming you probably took these applications to council and you've got something from them, and then you're just going to have a letter from Trent on top or something like that. And that's perfectly fine. Okay. I'm not seeing any other questions at this point or anybody's hands raised, so I'll just ask one more time if there are any other questions before we go ahead and conclude the webinar. Again, you can always give us a call. You can always send us an email with any other issues. In particular, I'll look at Pat's application. And Marianne, if you can let me know which projects in particular you've already hit submit on, that you had a question on, with the yes, no being filled out before hitting submit. I'll take a look at that as well. All right, well, again, thank you all very much. My apologies for not giving you absolutely everything, making this a little more stressful than it might otherwise be. But know that we'll be working beside you guys to make sure the applications are as complete and thorough as possible, and everybody's project has got the the opportunity to be considered that it deserves. So thank you again for your assistance and your participation, and we will hopefully talk to you all soon. Thanks again.